I hope your mind is empty, because the Empty Minds podcast starts now.
Welcome back. It's almost the anniversary of our beautiful country of Canada.
How old is Canada?
How old is it? It's 154.
Well, there you go.
I don't know. I remember one time we celebrated its 150th, so it's got to be around there.
It's got to be close.
It's
That's
gotta be
true.
around.
I remember that.
You guys carry on. I'll find the age.
Okay, and so I wanted to kick this off with a story. So I had to go to the pharmacy this week, and an old elderly man was in front of me, and this guy was off his fucking rocker. Now I don't. I have no problem with the elderly. I have a problem with the elderly. No, I have no
I have
problem.
no problems with the elderly. Why would you suggest that?
You guys are
Your
always-
checkered past.
when I'm going somewhere, and especially it was early in the morning, I was fucking tired, and this guy was giving me way too much attention at this fucking place. So he goes there, and then I heard the pharmacist. He's like, "It will just be a minute. I'll get your stuff ready." So he's like, "Okay," and then I just see. I'm around the corner and I just see this old man just peek at me, and right then I'm like,
Creepily look at you.
"Oh fuck!"
Uh-oh.
So then he comes up to me and he's like, "Cat died, you know." And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh, for fuck's sake!" I'm
he's-
into
Holy
this
fuck.
fucking conversation, and then he's like, "Yeah, my son came over. You know my son?" And I'm like, "No." And then he's like,
No.
"Yeah, my son came over. He came much earlier this time before my other cat died, and he didn't show up for 3 weeks." And then I looked in the bag, and the cat was full of maggots, and I was like,
What
"Oh
the
my
fuck?
fucking god!
That's
Get me
fuck.
out of this!"
we're paying
Oh
for
my
stuff.
God.
I would just leave with the stuff.
That's where Christian would just leave.
Like I was literally in a corner. I was in a corner. This old fucker trapped me in this fucking
Yeah.
corner,
Holy
and he's
shit.
talking about his maggot-filled cats and
That's
his son not
disgusting.
visiting. And he mentioned how his sister sucked, but she needed a new knee. And he talked about how he kicked her in the knee one time when they were kids. Like I got this whole guy's fucking
my God.
backstory. Now me, I have no problem talking to you elderly people, especially if it's like just a little bit. But when you start getting into weird fucking shit like that and sounding like a fucking meth head, I want nothing to do with that early. Please be courteous at your local pharmacy to
Yeah,
the
oh my
people
God.
there.
Fuck, I hate shit like that. Awkward encounters with people when people just randomly talk with you. Like I remember one time I was outside 7-Eleven and like some guy came to talk to me and he just bragged about his life, how amazing his kids were, how rich they were and everything. And I was like, oh yeah, and it was literally like 20 minutes of that.
Really?
My 4-year-old's
Like,
rich.
It was just
My
like, oh,
family's
fuck.
rich.
Okay. All
At
right.
a 7-Eleven?
Yeah, I was just parked there.
What?
Actually, what's weird is I was sitting in the car.
Wait,
When
what?
Christian said that, nobody at a 7-Eleven's
What?
rich.
Nobody. That's a hard sell.
Christian, what size big gulps they get?
Yeah,
That
okay.
would
Wouldn't-
tell me everything about.
Fix my guitar.
Oh, I put new
with those
strings on it.
legendary
Oh, you
strings.
put those strings
I
on.
actually thought I broke and asked Daddy.
Did you say
Oh,
daddy?
Daddy.
Yeah,
I heard daddy.
Did I say Daddy?
You did. Yes, daddy.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
I asked.
I asked daddy.
I asked
Daddy
daddy to
fixed it
put
for
on
me.
my guitar strings.
I thought I broke them. I was like, fuck. I showed Daddy. Like, and that's it.
said
Again.
daddy again. I swear to God, I heard daddy again.
Yes.
Okay.
No, what about you, Christian? Oh, Christian's got big news.
What's the news?
He built
Oh,
something.
yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah.
I fully built, and it was a little scary because the CPU popped out at one point. I built a brand new PC, very powerful. You could see it; it's fucking huge, right? Compared to the other one. Although that's mostly due to the computer case; it could be empty inside. But I swear, it's packed. It's good though. Like it's a big investment. It's gonna help with a lot of shit. And yeah, when I was building it, the CPU popped out, and that's like the one part of the machine that should not pop out.
Christian,
I was
just
fucking terrified.
Christian, just like his older brother, not daddy, is they are kings of YouTube. They make their livelihood off YouTube, so that means that they need their powerful PCs to edit, which makes me want to segue into, because holy shit, Christian uses AI for a lot of stuff. Like he's
Yeah,
helping
yeah.
it edit, and he's fucking and like
Yeah, you got a lot of bots that just will
just like-
randomly like they'll. Well, I remember before you had bots that like took clips from videos and you just like have it
Yeah.
like sorted clips or whatever into files. or
Yeah, there's
folders.
a lot of
Like I don't even know how I'm seeing what I'm seeing right now because the quality is so amazing, and I'm seeing this on OBS.
this guy's
that's a new thing. I guess people listening and watching this won't know. But
Wait, why can't we see Forrest?
Yeah, I know I didn't show my my screen because my eyes are all fucked up. That's what's been happening with me lately. This last week is my eyes are just, or actually the last couple of episodes, I'm having issues with my fucking eyes. It's really annoying.
you got eye contacts to be. You don't have
I
a
got
disease.
eye contacts.
You got
You have to specify eye as opposed
Yeah.
to face contacts.
Well, like nobody told me.
know.
Like I figured that they would be uncomfortable a bit to put in, but like, fuck, man, just wearing them for a bit, they're so blurry, and it's taking a bit to adjust to.
you read that it would take a week though, right?
Well, she. I have to book another appointment.
I think
in a
I
week or
mentioned
so.
I give Forrest the credit. Yeah, I think I'd actually mentioned that it would take a week. I don't know why I thought you said that.
Well, I had a friend who mentioned contacts, and he said it took about a week until he started to regulate and feel normal. But as it makes sense, like you're introducing a foreign object to sit inside your ocular cavities, like it's probably not going to feel the best, and it takes an adjustment period. But what I wanted to bring up previously, sorry, I had to harken back to the AI, but it's like, holy shit, you guys, we're getting crazy on that shit. Deep
Yeah.
fakes, fucking even replicating voices. It's Skynet's coming. Like, holy shit. Like,
Yeah.
it can write essays for you. It can fucking like it's already feeling like it's going way too fucking far. Like he sent me something on Twitch where there's a fake Trump and Biden, and all they do is just continuously argue. And even though it's wild, and fucking Trump's like, "Hey Biden, go suck a fucking horse cock." Like, even though it's that shit, it's still wild that they can have coherent conversations.
Yeah, like they understand it, then they just say something back. That stream was going for like 12 hours, and I don't think one man wrote that shit. Like
No,
it is
no.
all AI generated. I don't know how we asked them to say like profanity and shit, or is that like AI's natural evolution?
They took Trump's personality and they were just like,
Did they
"Oh,
train it on
this guy's-
Trump, and that's just what they think they'll say?
This guy said pussy a lot, so he's probably said some
Like-
weird shit.
I've been obsessed with AI music. And that's messed up. There's some really cool shit. No, like, well, I mean, we can't really play it, but there's Axl Rose singing "Have You Ever Seen the Rain" or singing "Fall to Pieces," and like it sounds just like it. It's insane. That's gonna really affect, I think, the music industry
Oh yeah,
in a big way, because like you can just have Bon Scott sing all of modern AC/DC, and like people are gonna want to listen to that. Like it's not in a good place right now, but imagine in 10 years, like it's gonna be crazy, because
Yeah.
deepfakes I don't think existed 10 years ago, and I know when they came out a couple years ago, like they weren't the best. Now they're insane.
Oh fuck! Like deep fakes coupled with AI voice is gonna get some people in a lot of fucking trouble. Especially since that is technology wildly available to anybody. Like anybody
on your
can
phone,
technically
yeah.
do that shit. Like that's what's wild. Like they could like they could fucking chuck me getting ass fucked. Like deep fake ass fucked. Deep.
Someone's probably working on it already.
Deep
fake as fuck.
yeah.
Someone's working on it right now.
They didn't go that deep. That's fake.
You know what I could do? I could fucking.
Wait, what are you saying?
Oh,
You know
wait,
what I
wait.
could do? You look at me.
Speaking of deep fake ass fuck, you know what I could do?
Christian, for the first time, hopefully, thank fucking God, we're hoping for the love of God that Christian's DSLR camera is working.
gonna stay on.
And that he has 4K horny quality for the first time. We've
Is it
attempted
good?
this. We've
Will you see a
attempted-
text above me saying it's not? I don't know.
You know what? I'm actually really impressed by the quality, like based off of just the lighting and stuff, and all your guys' cameras. Like everything looks really, really good.
That's that's to the credit of this man to the right, Mr. CD compact disc over there.
You know what? That's what I wanted to fucking shout out. That was one of the things I was thinking about. Like our fucking clips, and like, you know, it's essentially all of this kind of started, I would say, with that, just kind of randomly we just decided let's just play Warzone, and then we just started kind of streaming and recording it. And Christian, I think you started making clips of it.
I made that one clip of Dino Crisis just for fun.
Yeah,
And then I was like, you know what? We can always
Yeah,
make a
then it
little-
snowballed from there because like it did. It just started off as us playing games, and then all of a sudden we were like, you know what, let's stream. And then we all started streaming, and then the clips came, and now there's like this is awesome that
each little podcast is getting better quality
the
wise.
quality's
yeah.
getting better.
Like so far, this one's really good.
The camera's getting closer and closer.
It is. I don't know why our webcam was way over there, then it was here, and now it's here.
And we're 4 minds, and we can put our minds together, and we can get some stuff going.
And like what Brandon said, like crib, we
some
can
crib.
we can do all sorts of new things, like board games.
Oh my
I might
god!
say. We can do so many things with these cams. Just think of it.
Connect 4.
We've got 3 cams.
Next 4, don't say it.
We can play Connect 4 with all angles.
X and O's.
Wait, Connect 4. Is that the one I'm thinking about? The with the X and with the where you're like stretching on each other? That's what we're talking about?
That's Twister.
Twister, that's it. That's what I was talking about.
Well, let me just tell you, the objective of the game is not to stretch on each other.
I've never played. I don't know.
It's just trying to get us. I'm just gonna get a text
Fuck.
from Christian. Hey, want to come over and stretch on each other?
Brad, like I just text you, I bought Twister. And that's it.
Get ready to be stretched on.
Yeah.
Well, we had an idea that I thought it would be neat, but it was like Kijiji, right? That's local stuff, or even Facebook Marketplace. And we can look up like board games and try to find obscure fucking board games. Like I found one today that was on local Kijiji. Yeah, local Kijiji, and it was fucking a Lord of the Rings game from like 1972. And like if we all got together and like played that weird fucking obscure game,
I would
think
love
that would be sweet.
Yeah, I would love to play that game.
Let us know in the comments if you want to see that, because we can do a lot of angles. We can set it up like we got a pretty good setup right now, but imagine like you see me, you see them on the couch. There's also a top-down angle.
When you described that was a little weird. You see me, you see them on the couch. There's a top down egg. Okay. And the Lord of the Rings board game's over there.
It's not open.
It's unopened.
We're just on the couch.
Yeah,
You know
Forrest,
what?
have
I
you
would
ever
fucking. Sorry, what?
do you know anything about the Lord of the Rings 1978 movie? Ever seen it?
The animated movie?
Yeah.
Whatever.
How weird it is.
Yeah, I used to watch that.
Oh, really?
A couple years ago, I had like that. Remember that big TV I had downstairs, the big box TV
Yeah, we
that we had to
watched
like break or whatever to take out.
Okay.
I went through a period of like a month where I watched that pretty much every day. It was just
Oh,
like
yeah.
Yeah.
it was like the only VHS movie I had really, so I was like, whatever, put it in. It's a little weird for a story, but
Definitely.
Why does it not follow the same story as the book?
It follows the book, but it's just weird not having Peter Jackson's like vision of it.
Peter Jackson.
Jackson vision of it. Yeah.
You just got really. That is not the vision of Mr. Peter Jackson.
I think it would be so cool if we did like vlogs of shit sometimes. Maybe that could be extra content,
Vlogs
but
of
like
shit.
just vlogs
Maybe
of
extra.
us going to like get the board games or like
Yeah. I was
doing,
Yeah,
thinking
that's
about-
what we
yard sales
discussed as
or,
well.
Like set up cams in the car, just go driving around. Obviously, we gotta block all the license plates and shit, but like whatever.
We discussed that, not only the stream of us playing, but like a YouTube video of the journey of going to get the board game, or just doing a YouTube video of us
Yeah,
doing
The journey of
whole
Forrest
journey.
going
of-
tanning.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Forrest can do
yeah, Forrest at Fabutan, where he.
Where his hands are against the glass.
They're not against the glass. I have they're like in ropes. above
He
my
had you
head.
in ropes.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
you gotta like hold on to these ropes above your head.
I think that was
go-
just for you, man. I don't think anybody else got that treatment.
Just
They
put
go
these
around
handcuffs
your
on real
wrists, you
I
quick.
think I think you required that.
Yeah, he's like, these are fuzzy.
Forrest required it. Yeah.
These are
They're
just for
big,
you.
fuzzy fucking handcuffs.
So I also wanted to bring up
Wrinkles.
something. I wanted to bring up the current landscape of movies, of cinema, filmography, because I think we're in a bad scenario. Like a lot of people are like talking about superhero movie fatigue, and that's not really what I'm discussing. Yes, I understand there's a lot, and a lot of it as of late has been quite lackluster. But I just think we're in such a terrible spot to one. Netflix is doing shit where it's like it's canceling shows after one season, not even giving it a try.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like sometimes you need 2 seasons to even get your footing, because like think about it, Breaking Bad didn't take off after the first season.
Yeah, it took a little bit.
Yeah, like it was like midway season 3 and 2 it started to pick up. Like imagine if they canceled that after fucking 1 season. That's fucked. But we're also in a terrible fucking scenario where they're pouring such big budgets into all of these fucking movies.
Yeah.
And I understand big budget, big effects, big budget, big effects, big people. It can draw in the eyes, and maybe it drums up interest because they're like, oh wow, this is a big budget movie. But it's like, fuck, you are really giving it less of a chance to succeed, because now it has to be a blockbuster hit. Because a lot of movies, it's like, oh, we put out this horror movie, it cost $5 million, we made $10 million back. That's okay. But like fucking, if you release like it came out and like that made a fucking bank. But it was like, it had a huge fucking budget.
Yeah.
Imagine if you did that with fucking like, well, actually Friday the 13th, I think had a budget of like 90 million. Oh no, it made 90 million. But it's like, if that had a budget of like 90 million, that's to make like 180 million. It's stupid.
Yeah.
We're in a terrible fucking climate.
The 2009 movie, or
Yeah, I think the 2009 movie was the highest grossing out of all of them, and it made 90 million.
yeah, the budget was 19 million. It
19
made
million.
92.7. So it's, honestly, that made quite a bit.
It did, but like that's one of the nice things. Keep a low budget. Like I brought up previously was the Deadpool movie. Like the first one, Fox. Obviously, we've heard the story about Ryan Reynolds or Tim Miller or whoever leaking the test footage. Brandon hasn't seen any of those, right?
No.
We'll have to watch them.
Gotta watch.
Get you on the casting couch. Watch Deadpool with you. And somebody leaked the test footage, and then they were like, okay, pretty much it's like this got leaked, and now we're in a fucking corner here, and we have to make this movie. But they didn't green light it with a terribly huge budget. It was like 70 million, which is very low for a superhero movie. And that's why they had to cut a lot of costs, and they made the movie, and it made money back. But it was like there was such big interest towards that it was, even if with the lower budget, it made it so much more likely to do well.
Yeah, like the movies don't need that big of a budget. The Flash is going to lose Warner Brothers 200 million.
Yeah.
So just think about like you got to factor in marketing as well. I don't know how much the Flash cost to produce, but it's probably way more than it needed.
Well,
Like you said,
I've
marketing.
heard that like whatever the budget is for the movie, marketing is the same thing.
Yeah,
Marketing is
you
double?
double it.
Yeah.
So you have to make literally double to break even, which is I think so fucked up. But
They had a Super Bowl ad, and that cost millions.
Well, see, and that was one of the fucking things that's stupid. It's like, if you learn anything about gambling, making movies is fucking gambling. You can play the odds, and you can be like, okay, I'll make this movie, maybe we'll make money, blah blah blah. But everybody seems to be going high risk, high reward. But it doesn't always fucking pan off that way, and it's fucking so shitty. And like, I don't think like. Forrest, you got your computer up right now, right? While I'm talking, can you please look up Matt Reeves' The Batman, like the Robert Pattinson Batman? Tell me what the budget was compared to what that movie made. Another thing I want to bring up, this is just me ranting. This is a bit of Budge. Bit of Budge coming at you because he's pissed. He's fucking pissed. Calvaire de tabarnak. Je suis tanné de ça. Maintenant. Okay, what I'm pissed off about is that movie studios, especially fucking Sony, you guys have to fucking realize, if you take a shit screenwriter and a shit director, how the fuck do you expect them to make a good movie?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. Like, if you got the chemistry wrong. Like, you can't take fucking gold and fucking potassium and make oxygen. You need the correct ingredients to make fucking oxygen or water or whatever. It's like, fuck.
Yeah.
What fucking idiots. I don't understand that. They do
the
that so
budget
many
Cast
times.
choices make no sense. Like Jared Leto
The
as
budget
Morbius. Everybody knew that was a bad idea from the start.
Yeah.
You know,
What's
the
that
budget
for?
for the Batman movie was 185 to 200 million, and the box office was 771 million.
See?
That's a good movie.
Now
So-
I know. Now the reason why I brought that up is because Matt Reeves is a fucking home run. That guy has never made a bad movie in his life. so many people brought up the Batman. Now this is just me being pretentious. I fucking knew it. I fucking knew if you did the research. I'm like the statistics guy. I'm like fucking Brad Pitt in Moneyball or Jonah Hill in Moneyball. No, Matt Reeves. He made the Planet of the Apes movies, which were fucking amazing.
They were.
And he made something else. I just can't think of it.
I think those movies are coming back.
All those Planet of the Apes movies were a home run, and so many people were like, I don't know about this Batman movie, and I was like, this guy's never missed. How can
he's talented.
You can have way more faith in him because he's never fucking missed.
The Batman 2 is coming out.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I don't think they've released any information on the Batman 2.
What could that be about? Maybe the Joker. Maybe Batman. No, like villain. Like story wise, they're not gonna do the Joker. That's too easy. They're gonna do someone else.
Actually, they might.
Wait, they did Riddler.
They had Joker in the deleted scenes, and he was fuck ugly.
Oh yeah, that's a little. Yeah, they've got the weird looking
Billy
Joker.
Corgan playing the
I hope
Joker.
they abandon that and they just go with something else. Show me Scarecrow again. Do something interesting with him.
I know Scarecrow can be so fucking cool. He was cool in the Christopher Nolan versions. Cillian Murphy, amazing fucking actor. I would just love to see him like Arkham Knight's fucking Scarecrow. That was fucking amazing. They had him like the normal Jonathan Crane, like kind of like his bottom jaw was like kind of ripped off, and his skin, like you pretty much had like a skull for the bottom jaw, and he had that fucking amazing voice. And for those who are horror buffs like all of us, Injustice 2, they had Scarecrow in that game, and they had Robert Englund voice him, which I thought was very cool because he's Nightmare Fuel, pretty much Scarecrow, and they had Freddy Krueger play.
That's perfect.
Fred Cougar.
Mr. Freddy Krueger.
Chad Kruger. They had
Chad. They mixed them up.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
Chad
learned
Kruger
that
showed up.
Chad Kruger's brothers are in his band. Well, there's his one brother.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
But he also had another brother come out on stage, like Michael Kruger.
Yeah, he left in the late 90s, Matt Kruger.
I was like, what the fuck? I had no idea he had a brother in the band.
I don't know much about the Kruger lore.
I'm not sure about Freddy's brothers.
But I do know.
You touched on hold on. You touched on Planet of the Apes before. The next movie is titled Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. It's coming out next year, and they're filming right now.
Who's directing it? It can't be Matt Reeves, is it?
It doesn't actually. I don't think it says here from what I'm reading. Yeah, they're just. Wes Ball.
Okay, I wonder who's Wes Ball. What has he done?
I don't know how those movies. I never watched them, but he made the Maze Runner movies.
Not the Maze Runner movies. No.
He did all three too. He directed all three of them.
Why? See, this is what I'm talking about. You were talking about it. This is what I'm talking about. Why are they giving this guy Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
Exactly. It's like
Don't take the
there
credit.
is a ton of talented directors out there. Tons of talented directors and tons of talented screenwriters. More often than not, they give the same fucking people who have done poorly chance after chance.
Yeah.
And maybe it's because they showed that they can at least helm a big budget movie. Because I know, like, putting your, I'm maybe having somebody who made $1 million movie and having somebody who's made $100 million movies before is better because then it shows somebody who can handle the finances. But at the end of the day, if you have somebody who can budget correctly but make a shit movie, you're not going to have a good return.
With Planet of the Apes, the reason why Matt Reeves isn't directing the new one apparently is because of the Batman. He was too busy with that, so they had to go with somebody else. You're still choosing the guy who did the Maze Runner movies, still. So
exactly, you could have chosen anyone else. Was he really the best resume? You know, like that's who's I don't know who like owns this shit. Is it Warner Brothers again? Wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, like.
There had to have like, give it to Paul W.S. Anderson.
Like I'm very excited for the next Edgar Wright movie. Edgar Wright made Baby Driver, Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz. He was originally director of Ant-Man, but they replaced him because Marvel.
It was too funny, apparently. Wait, what the fuck am I saying? That's not it. I'm thinking of Han Solo.
Yeah.
Completely different movie.
That was Phil Lord and Chris Miller who made Spider-Verse. Well, Lord and Milliard. Yeah, they made those movies, and they are amazing. They are fucking amazing. Chris Lord and Phil Lord and Chris Miller.
Yeah.
They are fucking one of the top directors in my fucking in my world. I fucking just have posters of them in my bedroom. These guys are my fucking world.
In my world.
I think one of my favorite directors right now would have to be Robert Eggers. He did Lighthouse. He's doing a new movie coming up called Nosferatu. And I think, like, honestly, based off of how he did The Lighthouse, this movie is going to be so fucking good.
Because that movie is a very old school horror movie. It's such a neat take because it's them taking a lot of old school horror tropes of that black and white, that pretty much, like fucking the sound effects even of that time, and applying it to a newer movie with the technology we have. And it's incredible that even those old techniques and shit like that are still effective to be scary to this day and age.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy, this is just becoming a fucking section of today's fucking Hollywood.
I mean, speaking of Hollywood, the writer's strike is affecting like every single MCU project and like many other movies. I bring it up because there is a looming actor strike. And if that happens, all of Hollywood is shutting down. And it's going to be a real shit show.
I mean, I don't have any issues with it really, because I know a lot of, well, I don't know the actors, but I know some of them, at least with connected to The Walking Dead, that are more in support of that. I've been seeing stuff on Twitter as well, and like I do kind of get it. You know, I saw that Insider, somebody that I guess she covers The Walking Dead quite a bit. Her name's Kristen Acuna. She's with Insider, and they actually had a strike recently to pay journalists better and etc. And they actually won that, and I think they're getting better pay and whatnot. And that lasted about a week or two or something, maybe longer.
Okay.
This writing strike, though, it's been, I mean, geez, I feel like this started in March.
Has it affected The Walking Dead?
No, it's like, no, not really. I haven't heard of anything because they filmed all their shows, and even right now they're still filming the Daryl show. That's in France, so I don't know if that's different.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure.
Being shot in France?
Yeah, the Daryl Dixon show is being shot in
Because
France.
Deadpool, like apparently it's gotten so extreme that Ryan Reynolds can't even improvise lines on Deadpool, or else that'd be
Yeah, I
considered
heard that.
Yeah.
you're supporting or not supporting the writer's strike.
Yeah, it's considered like rewrites.
Yeah,
So you can't do
and
that.
you don't want bad PR on Deadpool 3.
Well, because improvisation is such a big part of Deadpool that they need to include it, so they have to postpone. That's like Community. Do you know the TV show?
I watched some shorts on it a little bit, I think.
Okay, because I like that show. Then they always said 6 seasons in a movie, and then it was a while since the show ended of its 6 seasons, and then they finally released the movie, and then there's the fucking writer's strike, and now it got postponed. So holy fuck!
my God.
And Donald Glover is coming back. Everybody who knows Community and is excited for it.
Are they doing? Wait, they're doing it. Is the Community coming back?
No, it's a movie.
Oh, they're doing a movie of it. Have any of you guys ever heard of, I mean, not the actual thing, but have you guys watched, it's like a documentary or whatever on Woodstock 99?
I have not seen that.
Well, have you watched the Fire Festival thing?
I have seen that. That's fucked.
Yeah, it's very similar. It's like very similar. It's shit like that. It's honestly fucking insane.
So like they rip a bunch of people off?
Yeah, well, it's just like super unsafe with, I don't remember everything with Woodstock. I think they cut corners in terms of safety. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Because I know that Fred Durst, like, he was just complaining about his mic for like, I felt like 5 minutes or something like that. And there was a bunch of stuff happening. People were almost dying in the crowd, and he didn't give a shit. And I know people backstage were telling him, like, you got to stop. Like, you got to calm people down. Like, it's getting too crazy. And he was the one person out of everyone that did not give a shit. He was like, fuck it. I love this. Like, there was literally people on fucking plywood boards, like crowd surfing. And he just kept encouraging it.
That's wild.
Fire Festival is fucking like
It's another like
Fire
completely
Festival.
unorganized like event, and it's just
That one's a little scary though because they went to an island. I'm pretty sure, right?
Fire
Well,
Festival. Okay.
Yeah, like Fire Festival, they fucked over a bunch of the locals and like fucking they like oh my god, like I can't believe like they showed people like on the website. It's like, oh, book yourself a villa, and it was supposed to look like a little fucking house. And they were just like tents with fucking, and they were like gourmet meals, and it was like cheese sandwiches with not even fucking butter between the bread. It was just fucking cheese and white bread.
That sounds ridiculous.
That whole fucking thing is so stupid.
Yeah. Can you
And-
imagine that?
We talked about this in the podcast that isn't going to see the light of day. We have been so deep seated in Resident Evil as of late. So deep seated. We all tried to play Resident Evil 0 together, and I fucking played an hour and then died and didn't save.
Force did it too.
Yeah, and then I got back to where I was, but then that happened to you after, and I was like, okay, I guess we're all.
It's happening to everyone. Why did no one save?
I beat Resident Evil 2.
Oh yeah.
He beat Resident Evil
We're
2.
knee deep in Resident Evil right now.
We beat 5. We just beat the original 1. We beat 4 remake. We beat the original 4. Yeah, ever since, because if the audience does not know, me and these boys go way back. When we grew up, we really bonded over horror movies. Resident Evil. I remember like one of the biggest things to ever happen in our life was when Freddy vs. Jason was coming out.
yeah.
Fuck,
we looked
man.
forward to that. That's all we talked about. I can
That
remember.
trailer.
Oh yeah.
I know. I can remember like the feeling of excitement when that movie was coming out. Like, and the weirdest thing was like that was kind of a cultural phenomenon a bit.
I'm still fucking waiting for Ash or Michael Myers. I want a sequel.
Remember that fan movie you showed me?
Oh
Myers?
yeah.
Yeah, and Jason won.
Those fan movies are. Oh yeah, that one. He
They're
won.
a little like they're almost
mad. Jason is
of the
kicked his
same
ass.
quality.
But what I wanted to get at with our lore here in Resident Evil was that we grew up playing it, and like I remember I did see some of the original PlayStation 1 ones, but I was pretty young. Like that was like 97. I was like 3 years old at the time, so it's not a big deal. But when I first really started to play them was at your guys' place, and like they owned Resident Evil 1 remake on GameCube, and it was a 2-disc. And I remember there's that part where we would always like act it out and shoot the fucking body as kids, but it was like right at the beginning there's like a zombie and he like sits up in a bag and he's like and then they shoot him and he just falls down. And Resident Evil 4 came out. We were so fucking pumped.
Fuck that game. I remember coming home from school and I think my dad just got the game and I saw him playing the very first part where Leon goes to the village. He just looks through the binoculars or whatever. And I remember just thinking like, I remember thinking actually the zombies were stupid. Really stupidly though. It was such a stupid opinion. It was like
One of the first things I ever heard about the game was a friend of ours said that this game you can actually there's gonna be zombies that sell you shit. And all I was thinking, because bear in mind, I was a little kid. I was just thinking, holy shit, like imagine like a McDonald's and the guy's selling you a hamburger. So that was like, holy shit, that's going to be a zombie guy behind there going to sell you food. It's like the stupidest shit.
That's
That's like my earliest memory before the game
He's
even
talking
came
about the
out.
merchant, right?
Yeah, the merchant, he was totally different.
I think my earliest memory was Resident Evil 2 on PlayStation 1. We rented it from Blockbuster. Yeah, we played that a little bit. And then I just remember the beginning part. I remember I couldn't really pass that part there. The part with just the fire and whatever the cars and stuff. And he's trying to get into the building. That part there, I just kind of played that. And I couldn't really get past that because I was a kid. But
Like,
Oh, you played the
yeah, that's
original
my
one?
first memory. Yeah, it was the original one.
because I was trying to say when I was like 8, I practically lived at your guys' house. Like I was, and then there was another funny story where Christian was pissed off at me because I made him pick up his toys. But
Yeah, my dad made me really to clean up the toys or clean my room basically. And I remember Alexi came over and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna help you. And so he started helping me pick up the toys, and I'm like, fuck. I remember being like, all like, son of a bitch, now I've got to do work.
Do you remember when we used to like drink pickle juice and we would like pretend it would make us go
Holy
fucking
Brendan
crazy?
Yes.
answered that like he waited his whole life for that question. Remember when we used to drink? Yes,
I do.
get it. I'll drink some right now.
I remember, well, I won't say his name, but he lived beside you on that side of the housings. I remember he was over one time and we were playing Resident Evil and we were trying to make like milk and cookies or whatever. And then we had it on the
We played Resident Evil.
we had a fucking cow in our basement.
The fuck was I milking you? You're trying to make milk.
What?
Horses dirty secrets coming out.
We're trying to make milk and cookies.
You're jacking.
Wait, you were trying to. Why did you fail?
No, we were trying. Like we put cookies on a plate and we had glasses of milk, and we were walking to. I guess that was my room. I think it was your. No, I'm pretty sure that was Brandon's room.
We were walking to your room trying to make milk.
But we were laughing like fucking crazy. I don't even know what we were laughing about. It was something to do with Resident Evil. And because we were going there to go and play it, but I just remember we were laughing so fucking hard we kept spilling everything. I'm trying to think, like there's the Zelda games.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't as big. Like Resident Evil, Super Smash Bros. I guess was kind of one.
Oh, we love Smash.
Smash Dink. That's what we always called it.
Yeah, Smash Dink. Yeah, I remember that.
Wait, what do you get?
Smash Dink.
What does that mean?
Did you guys
You
play
don't,
this?
No, we
you don't remember Smash Dink?
You don't remember the
Smash.
game Smash
No,
Dink?
Super Smash Brothers Brawls. We used to call Smash
That
Dink.
really sounds like
No,
you guys just ran cock first.
No,
into
no,
each other.
no. We never called Brawl. We never called the game Smash Dink. You know when you have to hit that thing that gives you that
I
power
always
up?
call it,
We called that Smash
We used
Dink.
to call it Debbie too.
I remember calling it the Bee.
Yeah, we used to call it
Debbie,
Debbie.
what?
Remember Forrest?
called the
We used to
game
call the
We called
fucking
the Smash Ball Debbie.
no the bee
Oh,
thing where you hit
oh,
that
yeah,
and
yeah,
like the
yeah,
fire.
yeah. We called it
that. We
Debbie.
called Debbie. I don't even know why.
Yeah, Smash Brothers Brawl, awesome stage. Yeah, speaking of stages, remember that stage I made?
Remember I used to be Sonic and you guys be scared of me when I get it? Remember that?
What?
No, like I used to turn Super Saiyan and I Sonic and you guys be scared. 'Cause remember I had the most powerful one.
Oh yeah,
Scared of me when I get it.
the most powerful Smash Super.
The most powerful thing.
I don't remember
You guys
that
were
at
scared
all.
of me when we smashed
That's our
dinks?
podcast title.
Smash Dink.
The Chupacabra is out there.
All those horrible dreams we had.
All the dreams we made up.
Oh god,
Well, I had some real dreams.
that one night where we were pretending to sleep for like 5 minutes. And I was like, oh, I just had a dream. Oh, there was like this old lady.
Yeah.
Can we bring that up or can we not bring that up?
What?
The person that we ran into the other day at that store.
We'll just talk vague. We don't have to bring them up.
Yeah, no, I think that that night, honestly, like I don't really remember a lot of running around a lot. I just remember kind of going through the windows. I don't think I was really hurt. I'm trying to think. Like I don't think he really like. I remember him kind of pushing me to the deck, like the what would you call it? The fence around the deck.
You
or
should tell
whatever.
the story because right now nobody knows what the fuck you're talking
Okay.
about.
So, anyways, there was this guy that was supposed to babysit us, and my dad, I guess, went to like this local bar or whatever, and so he's like, "Can you watch my kids for a couple hours or something?" And I guess he was like, "Yeah." First of all, before he even left, this guy had some crack on our counter, and he was trying to like give my dad crack, and my dad's just kind of like, "No." Like,
Right,
what the fuck
yeah.
is this?
And I guess I was one of his kids
I
that night because
remember
I was
seeing
there
that
too.
conversation, Forrest.
That's true.
Forrest, I remember seeing that conversation. I'm talking.
But yeah, then my dad just decides to leave, and then this guy is just like, "Yeah, fuck these kids," and then just locks the door.
He fucked
the back.
us.
What?
He locks the door.
He locks the door and he's like, "Fuck these kids."
Whoa!
I remember he tied me up.
He locked the back door, and then I remember him saying, "Okay,
He
everyone
hung me
get the
on
fuck
a
out."
curtain. My curtain. He hung me on a curtain hanger on my hood.
He choked me.
I remember when he choked me.
I remember he checked us all over the house, and I was the first one.
Like it was a fond memory.
I remember.
I remember he checked us all over the house, and I was the first one to go back in the house.
Yeah,
I
this
remember
guy
that.
kicked the shit out of
Forrest,
us as
remember that?
kids.
I don't know if I remember you being the first one, but I don't think we had a plan though. Like we were just trying to get in the house, and that was it.
I think he stopped when I came back in the house.
Well,
I think he felt like he got really 12 kiddos again.
nothing in that night was the plan where this guy beat the shit out of kids. Like he dragged me he put his fingers in my collarbone and dragged me out of the house and whipped me off the deck by it.
Yeah, I can still see that. Like I remember when I was in the house, I was just watching. I didn't think to help you out. I was just like watching that happen. I remember you just kind of like because it was dark outside. You just kind of like faded into the darkness as he took you over. Oh man.
Yeah, we all at some point tried to get back in one by one for some reason. But I think if we all
We just love the abuse.
No, Christian, I was the first one to get back in the house. Christian, I went back in the house first.
we kept chucking us out. We kept going back in.
We're like, please hurt me more,
No,
sir.
like, I went back in the house. I was the first one to go back in the house. That's what I remember.
Yeah, you
You
loved
want
it.
seconds?
So I wanted him to teach me a lesson again. Christian.
You wanted seconds.
I wanted seconds. I wanted to hit me again.
Oh fuck.
Please, sir, can I have some?
Please, sir.
Please time
sir.
up again.
Yeah, so we got our shit kicked, and then fucking we split up, and his dad ended up coming home, and the cops were called, and I remember being woken up the next day by the cops at my door, and I had to speak to him. But
It's been a while.
everybody, I do not want to exhaust us. It's late. This was a good one. So thanks everybody for coming. You can find me on Twitch, twitch.tv/Big Budge. I have no other socials, but if you want to find me, come follow me on there. I stream video games pretty much every day.
Find me on Twitch, JohnOdds.
Twitch.tv/John.
Yeah, then this one's.
Find me on Bobbity1888.
I also said the same thing. Find me on.
Bobbity.com.
Find me on Bobbity.
Twitch.tv/Bobbity18888.
Yeah, John Odds and Big Budge. And Forrest is.
You can find me on YouTube as Movie Idol or on Twitch as Appetite for the Dead.